Playo.tv live broadcasting.
Dámy a pánové, vítejte na zápase v finále, kdy se spolu utká tým Dánska proti týmu z Nizozemí. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me welcome you to the game where the team of Denmark and the team of Netherlands meet together. Oba týmy se již kvalifikovaly na mistrovství světa, které poprvé bude pořádáno na starém kontinentě, a to konkrétně zde v Havlíčkově Brodě a v Praze, v areálu pražských Shooters. Both teams already qualified themselves in World Championship, which will be held in here, Havlíčkův Brod in Prague. Now let me introduce the lineup of the visitors team. Dámy a pánové, nechte mě představit lineup týmu Dánska. The first batsman, number 60, Valdemar Terkelsen. První pálkař číslem 60, Valdemar Terkelsen. The second batsman, number 9, Anders Svein. Druhý pálkař číslem 9, Anders Svein. The third batsman, number 50, Frederik Terkelsen. Třetí pálkař číslem 50, Frederik Terkelsen. Fourth batsman, number 25, Daniel Julenen. Čtvrtý pálkař číslem 25, Daniel Julenen. Number 95, Anders Jørgensen. Číslem 95, Anders Jørgensen. The sixth batsman, number 21, Anton Brown. Šestý pálkař číslem 21, Anton Brown. Seventh batsman, number 2, Jacob Mortensen. Sedmý pálkař číslem 2, Jacob Mortensen. Eighth batsman, number 13, Jacob Berger. Osmý pálkař číslem 13, Jacob Berger. Ninth batsman, number 51, Mikkel Andersen. Devátý pálkař číslem 51, Mikkel Andersen. On the pitch on the flex, number 11, Kim Hansen. On the bench, number 5, Lukas Lohmann. Number 10, Nikolaj Helsner. Number 44, Mark Nihoy. Number 55, Alexander Lorentzen. And number 4, Benjamin Roland. And the staff, Jens Sergelsen and Susan Grast. Now the lineup of the home team, the team of Netherlands. Nyní lineup domácího týmu Nizozemí. The first batsman, number 9, Jefferson Delfina. První pálkař číslem 9, Jefferson Delfina. The second batsman, number 19, Lenci Polonius. Druhý pálkař číslem 19, Lenci Polonius. The third batsman, number 14, Ulrich Wighe. Třetí pálkař číslem 14, Ulrich Wighe. Čtvrtý pálkař číslem 28, Enrique Javier. Fourth batsman, number 28, Enrique Javier. Pátý pálkař číslem 3, Enio Kvas. your class. Sixth batsman number 1, Emerson Lawrence. Šestý pálkař číslo 1, Emerson Lawrence. Seventh batsman number 22, Anthony Beaumont. Sedmý pálkař číslo 22, Anthony Beaumont. Eighth batsman number 8, Fidel Gardora. Eighth batsman, osmý pálkař číslo 8, Fidel Gardora. Ninth batsman number 5, Ron Hicks. Devátý pálkař číslo 5, Ron Hicks. On the flex number 35, we have Mulder the pitcher. On the flex s číslem 35, we have Mulder the pitcher. On the bench, Angel Brinker, Robert Hilverman, Martin Gill, Quincy Jones, Lars Hunt, Nick Houston, and Matthew Sholton. The coaches are Anthony House, Ben Pascan, and Marlon Ponencia. And the umpires at home plate, Rostislav Milata. The first base, Pavel Kasperčík, and the third base, Tomislav Ozimet. The scorer is Jakub Hauser. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up during the listening of national anthems. Dámy a pánové, prosím, postaňte při poslechu národních jmen.
Okay, we're about ready to go for the penultimate game of the 2018 Men's European Softball Championship. For one of these games, one of these teams, it will be their last game. The other one, the winner, will advance to the gold medal game later on today, the championship game against the Czech Republic. And this place we can get will be packed for that one. It's already getting pretty full with a lot of people here to watch this play-in game. And boy, I've got to say, from what we've seen so far, these look like two pretty evenly matched teams.
Well, that's right. We're going to see both teams pulling up all the stops to try to get into the final today. And with Hansen on the pitching for Netherlands and Mulder pitching for Denmark, this should be quite a pitcher's duel.
Well, both teams going with their aces. Be Hansen for Denmark, and as we'll see in a moment, Mulder for the Netherlands.
We've seen Hansen. Now this will be the third time we've seen the Hansen in these 2 days. Yesterday he had pitched 2 games. was quite effective in both starts. And obviously, they're going to try to get as many innings as possible out of him because he is their star. One thing is that the second start yesterday, Hansen came down with, came out of the game with what looked like a knee injury and couldn't finish. But it looks like now, as he finishes his warm-up tosses, that he's good to go. It doesn't seem to. Sorry about that. This is actually. This is Mulder on the field. We're going to be looking at Hansen in the next half inning.
Well, Valdemar Terkelsen.
Actually, it was Mulder. Sorry, it was Mulder with the knee injury yesterday. So right person, wrong name. We'll see if he's going to be able to go.
Yeah, he came out of that game in the second inning.
Yep.
Looks like he's ready to go now. Terkelsen, the center fielder, one of two Terkelsens on this Danish team, stepping into the box to lead off the game. One and 0.
Well, the stands have filled up even for this game. We'll see probably twice as many people coming in for the Czech finals.
Well, Terkelsen's ahead in the count now, 2-0. We're seeing a lot of the people in the stands are actually players for some of the other teams in the tournament. When we get to the game later on today, we're going to see around the outfield fence, I'm pretty sure, a lot of people, and down the foul lines.
That's right, there is limited seating here.
3-0 as Mulder behind early against Terkelsen.
Well, Terkelsen's got a lot of power here from the leadoff position.
Taking all the way, 3-1. Three and 2. Mulder fighting back.
Outfield playing straight away deep. Even the left fielder in the opposite.
And a walk. So 3 balls, then 2 strikes, and then ball 4 to Terkelsen. So with a runner on base, Svane, the third baseman, is the batter.
A nice at bat there, Terkelsen, to work the count full and lay off that pitch just outside.
Squares to bunt, puts it down. Lee Mulder will take it himself, flips it over to first base for the out. And already you can see that his knee is bothering him.
Yeah, that is a concern here. That's the same problem he had yesterday. Nice bunt there. Mulder was the only one that was going to be able to field that. And he's walking gingerly out there.
I guess it goes to show you what they think of him as a pitcher, that they still think, despite being in this condition, this is the race. But it has to make you wonder how long he can go today. So now Fredrik Terkelsen up to bat. A runner, his brother on second base and 1 out.
Fredrik behind the plate today, catching. First time we'll see him catching for the Danish team.
They're going to appeal if he went on that. And they're saying yes. The count is 1-1. As he chased that pitch in the dirt. 1-1.
Mulder asking exactly where that ball was. If it was too low. Umpire confirms it was too low.
Hit out to right field. Back on the ball is Rapp. Tagging is Terkelsen. He's off to third base. So 2 outs now in the top of the first inning. Denmark with a runner on third base. And Daniel Julenon coming up to bat, looking to drive in a run.
This is the designated player today for Denmark, hitting in the cleanup spot. We've seen him with his share of hits this tournament, including some impressive drives to the opposite field. Umpire comes out, breaks up the team meeting, trying to get this game moving. Intentional walk. So the Dutch already trying to take the bats out of the big hitter's hands.
We've seen teams do this before with them, put Julenon on base. Of course, with some of the other bats they've got in the lineup, that is a dangerous move, though.
Well, now you've got to face Jorgensen, who's also very capable of changing the complexion of this game with one swing.
Outside for a ball. We did see Jorgensen hit a big home run yesterday in that game against Great Britain. Second game, the two teams played each other twice. 2-0.
Attempted an off-speed pitch. We haven't seen too many off-speed pitches here by Mulder.
Three and 0.
It's a nice pitch, just missed outside.
And one danger you get into if you walk him to load the bases for Brown, who's coming up next. Strike called right down the middle. Three and 2.
Comes back with 2 nice pitches right on the outside corner.
So we know Julenon on this pitch will be running. Ball 4, bases loaded.
Anders Jorgensen dostává metu Denmark, 2 auty, všechny mety obsazené a na pálce se tak dostává číslem 21 Anton Brown.
Antoine Brown's he's a very impressive young hitter. Hit a home run yesterday, then had a tough second game where he struck out a few times.
Throw down to third. Terkelsen back there. He wasn't too far off the bag.
Slap tag just a little bit too late. Brown struck out a few times yesterday with runners in scoring position.
One and 1. Fortunately for Denmark, they didn't need those extra runs. They did win 7-2 yesterday in the second game. The first meeting between the teams, Great Britain won 5-2.
Lays off that change. Good count for Brown to do something with this ball.
Puts it up the middle, over to the shortstop, steps on the bag. That's Daykoff. And they're out of the inning. So Denmark threaten, load the bases, but don't get any runs. And the Netherlands coming to bat in the bottom of the first. Well, we get a look now at the defensive alignment of Denmark. Pretty familiar to what we've seen most of the tournament. The biggest difference, of course, being Jorgensen at first base and Terkelsen behind the plate.
Well, Hansen's pitched most of the games here for Denmark. We've seen nice mix of pitches from him, especially that second game against Great Britain. He seemed to have the British batters off balance for most of that game.
He pitched a lot of innings yesterday. Jefferson Delfina will be the leadoff hitter for the Netherlands. Their center fielder as he gets ready in the batter's box. First pitch from Hansen is high. One and one. As Delfina takes a mighty cut at that pitch from Hansen.
Playing him fairly shallow and left, and that was very close pitch.
Yeah, that one misses. It's 2-1 now. Showing bunt, takes a strike. 2-2. So one batter and one strikeout for Kim Hansen.
Nice sequence there for Hansen.
Now Polonius, the second baseman, one of many guys in this Dutch lineup that's got speed.
Yeah, we see Polonius. We've seen him fast on the bases as Delfina, and also Lawrence has also some serious speed, playing third base today.
The 1-1, low and away, 2-1.
There's a nice mix of speed and power in this Dutch lineup. We've seen them being able to change the game both ways.
Whoa, that came off the backstop and came very close to hitting Fredrik Terkelsen in the back of the head. I was mentioning before in some of the previous games that we see some funny bounces off the backstop. Full count.
Oh, well, it looks like they've got the scorecard, the lineup sheet mixed up. It's actually Jorgensen who's behind the plate, and Torkensen is at first base. Fred Terkelsen.
Yes, you're right about that. I'm not sure what the purpose of doing that would be. Trying to confuse somebody or... So Eldrik Dijkhoff is now the batter. A little chopper to Hansen. He'll handle that himself over to first base. And Denmark out of the inning. So neither team scoring in the first inning. Denmark coming to bat in the second.
Playo.tv, live broadcasting.
Off to the top of the second inning, Jakob Mortensen leading off for Denmark. They loaded the bases, Denmark did, in the top of the first inning. Were not able to get any runs across, and we'll see if that has any lasting effect on this game. Oh, and 2, Mortensen behind.
Keeping an eye on Mulder too. He's every now and then grimaces as if he has a flash of pain in that leg.
Called strike 3. So 3 pitches, a 3-pitch strikeout for Mulder. And so he seems to, before every batter, need to get himself together and get ready to pitch the next batter. And that, this time, is Berger. They count 3-0. Three and one, that apparently caught the corner.
Danish dugout trying to get some kind of energy, get some kind of rally going here. So you hear them very vocal underneath us.
Ground ball, it's going to get through into center field. So a one-out hit for Berger.
Mulder makes a stab at that, but really there's not much he's going to be able to do, especially with his leg in that condition.
Polonius, the second baseman, also gave chase to it. We now have Mikael Andersson at the bottom of the order. He takes high, ball one. Little ground ball. Mulder takes it himself to second for one. Not in time to get the double play, but they do get the lead runner.
Mulder had to wait just a second to get that ball to second base. Would have had to have been just an instant quicker to get the double play.
Go back to the top of the order now with Valdemar Terkelsen. One and 0. He strokes that into right field. Rapp has time to get under it and make the catch for the third out. So the Danes get a runner aboard with one out, but nobody past first base. And in the middle of the second inning, we're still scoreless. So to the bottom of the second inning, Havgir leading it off for the Netherlands.
He's got a big gap in left center if he wants to take advantage of it.
Well, Havgir's now behind 0-2. One and two. So now back to 3-2 the count.
And he still hasn't swung the bat. 5 pitches in. Been very selective.
He swings there and misses. Strikeout for Hansen. Kvas now. A swing and a miss at the first pitch. Doesn't hold that one up. 0-2.
Kvas is asking if it was a strike call because he went around or if it was actually in the strike zone.
Called strike 3. So that was a very quick at bat for Kvas.
He knew that. He was heading back to the dugout before the umpire even made the call.
So 2 quick strikeouts for Hansen here in the second. Lorenz now. Foul tip and a strike.
Terkelson's very deep in center, right center.
1-2 now. Fouled away, still 1-2. So Kim Hansen strikes out the side in the bottom of the second inning. After 2, we're still scoreless.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.
Number 9, Swain. První na pálce s číslem 9, Anders Swain.
Well, to the top of the third, Anders Svenje leads off for Denmark. First pitch in the dirt.
Well, Denmark is seen as the favorites in this game, so let's see if they can get on the board here. Terkelsen ended last inning with a deep fly to right field. Mulder already making it to the third inning, which is one more inning than he made it to yesterday with that knee problem.
Well, that was the 3-0 pitch. Called ball 4. Mulder clearly not happy with that call.
There were very close pitches in that sequence, but Svena lays off them. We got a leadoff runner on with Fred Terkelsen up. He walked his first time up.
Squares to bunt, pulls it back. Called strike. And Mulder quickly ahead, 0-2. Ground ball back to Mulder. Once again, they'll take the out at second. And on to first. This time they get the double play.
Mulder just a little, again, he's down, he's crunched over. But a little bit quicker on that relay to second base, on that throw to second base. And with Terkelsen's slightly slower runner, they were able to turn the double play this time. Almost a carbon copy of the hit back last inning where they were unable to complete the double play.
We had a lot more time that time. So Daniel Julianon now comes to the plate with nobody on base and 2 out. Takes low ball 1. Two and 0.
Julianon's 0 for 1 so far this game.
Three and 0. Mulder calls time. We've noticed with a lot of pitchers in this tournament want no part of the strike zone with him. Ball 4. So a 2-out walk issued by Mulder.
And Mulder's being very, very meticulous in arranging that pitcher's circle. That was how he hurt his knee yesterday. He came down in one of these ruts.
So now Jurgensen comes to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on. Outside, 1 and 0. One and 1 the count now. Swing and a miss.
Nice change of pace there by Mulder. Location-wise, and Jorgensen way out in front of it.
We'll see what happens on the 1 and 2. Called strike 3. So after the double play, that eliminated much of the Danish threat that inning, and in the middle of the third, we're still scoreless.
One, two, three, get up!
Sebe, 22, Anthony Beaumont. První na fál kvalifikací se 22, Anthony Beaumont.
Anthony Beaumont, the catcher, leading off for the Netherlands in the bottom of the third inning. Little ground ball, Hansen gets a glove on it, picks it up, throws to first for the out.
Well, that's the advantage of having a healthy pitcher, is able to scramble and get that ball after he knocks it down. And I'm not sure that Mulder would have been able to do that.
Well, I've wondered, when we saw that in the first inning on the bunt there, he had trouble getting to it. And you have to think that the Danes, when they're batting, have that in mind, that they've got that option available to them. Now,
yeah, that'll be interesting to see if they actually take advantage of the hobbling pitcher.
The wind really picking up now.
Yeah.
You can probably hear that.
Blowing straight in from the outfield.
That pitch from Mulder, I don't think the wind had anything to do with that. 1-1 the count now on Rupp. On the corner, 1-2.
Nice pitch there. We see the wind now actually blowing from left to right.
We can see the two flags there out in right field. Swing and a miss, strike 3, so another strikeout for Hansen.
Well, Hansen has been the more dominant pitcher here, but so far the same results.
Getting towards the bottom of the order now, Dick's up to bat. Swing and a miss. We saw him a bit at third base the other day. He's playing left field today. One and one. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Strike 3. So another 1-2-3 inning. And after 3 innings, Denmark, nothing. Netherlands, nothing.
I'm here with Jan Czech, head coach of the Slovakian national team. They placed 10th. Jan, are you happy with your performance?
Yeah, because it's first tournament for the Slovakian national team after 8 years, and 10th place is very good for us. We don't have so many pitchers. So many players play only baseball, and for like 5 players, it's first softball game. It's game at Monday. It's good for us.
How's the future of Slovakian softball?
We will speak yesterday about that, and all guys, each one say we want go to the next Europeans in 2020, 2020s in Ledenice. I will be like with them.
You are not Slovakian, you're from the Czech Republic. How come you're a Slovakian coach?
Yeah, I will speak with Dusan Borbeli in winter, who coaching Slovakian national team women. He said me, we are go to the Europeans. You want with us? You want to go with us? And I said yes.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Helena. And Jan is often seen at these tournaments as the public address announcer. As we see, the inning has started now. Denmark up to bat, and Brown with a ground ball to second base, and he's retired.
Well, that's the second sharply hit ground ball by Brown this game. First one coming with 2 outs and the bases loaded. He's making the contact, it's just he's hitting it right at somebody.
So now with 1 out, it's Jakob Martinsen, the shortstop. Takes ball 1.
Mulder looking in, thought maybe he caught the upper edge of the strike zone there.
He hits that, a single into right field. Martinsen takes the turn. So runner on first now with 1 away.
Discussion now between Mulder and Beaumont. I think maybe they got their pitches mixed up, maybe location-wise, trying to clarify.
So he's moved down to the number 8 hitter in the Danish lineup. Berger, the second baseman, takes a strike.
Berger had a single his first time up. He's had a nice tournament. Been in the middle of some very important plays.
And he hits one out to right center. This could be trouble. Delfina makes the catch, gets it in there, keeps Mortensen at first base.
Well, he gave that one a ride. Delfina got a great jump on that ball. Caught it at the wall in right center, moving over. Got to throw it back in a hurry.
Get another look at it here. Maybe Berger got a little bit more under it than he wanted to, giving Delfina some time, although he does have a lot of speed there in the outfield. And on the base paths, we've seen that as well for him. Now we got Mikael Andersen up to bat with 2 out.
It's the second time through for this Danish lineup against Mulder. We're seeing some strong contact.
He fouls that way. We still don't see any runs, though.
No runs.
Fouled just wide of the bag at third base.
Well, Lawrence was playing right on the line, basically. If that had been a fair ball, he probably would have fielded it cleanly.
Swing and a miss, so Mulder gets a strikeout to end the inning. So again, a couple of hard hit balls, but Denmark leaves a runner on base. And in the middle of the fourth inning, still scoreless. Well, back to the top of the lineup as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Jefferson Delfina, we saw him make a catch out in center field in the top half of the inning.
Delfina struck out his first time up, and Hansen wants to keep the speed from the top of the order off the bases. Shades slightly towards right center.
That one gets away from Hansen, goes to the backstop. Ground ball to third base, across the diamond for the out. Svane.
Nice play there by Svane. Cleanly fielded. Flonius has also struck out his first time up.
Well, he takes a strike on the first pitch. Foul ball, 1-2.
Nice change up there. Polonius really couldn't do too much with it.
Pops it up. Under it should be Terkelson. He's got it for the second out. See that again? Eldrick Dykhoff. High and tight. Oh, the called strike. They're saying it glanced off of his bat.
Dykhoff grounded out his first time up to end the first inning.
And Hansen now ahead 0-2. stroke to the left fielder, one hopper to the left fielder, single for Dykhoff.
Nice job staying back on that ball with Dykhoff. Off-speed pitch, a little bit outside, and he just reaches out and flicks it into left field. I think this is the first time the Dutch have had a base runner in a few innings.
So Enrique Javier. So one hopper to second base. Over to first for the out, and they're out of the inning. Berger with that play. Sent Howe to the fifth inning. Still scoreless.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.
First batter, number 60, Valdemar Terkelsen. První napálka přichází 60, Valdemar Terkelsen.
So to the top of the fifth, Valdemar Terkelsen to lead off for Denmark. Takes a called strike. He led off the game with a walk. And also flew out to right field his second time up. Looked like he wanted to take a running swing at that. 1-1 the count. Reaches the pitch on the outside corner, fouls it away, 1-2. Low and away, 2-2.
Terkelsen's walked.
Hits that one, Polonius gets it, the throw, and did he stay on the base? No, the umpire says they pulled him off.
Oh, I think that was a bad call. He was on the base.
Beaumont, the catcher, came out as...
What a play by the second baseman, Polonius, to get to that ball, made a nice throw over lying down, and I think that the first baseman stayed on the base when he caught the ball and then fell off the base.
It was a tremendous effort in any case. Well, they're not overturning the call. So Terkelsen is aboard.
We can see that again when they show us a replay. A tremendous effort by the first baseman.
Well, for both of them, actually, for Polonius as well. I don't think
We can see a replay of that. Here it is. Sharply hit. What a play at second base by Polonius. Throws it. Look at that. His foot is on the base when he catches the ball. But a very hard call to make. It's
Well, with still nobody out, runner on first base, the batter is now Anders Svane, the third baseman. He squares to bunt, pops it up. Javier under it, he makes the catch, one away. With one out and one on, Fredrik Terkelson, the batter.
That seemed to be like a bunt attempt to hit it over the infielder, either the first or third baseman's head as they were rushing in.
1-0.
Maybe try to push it by them. Uh,
2-0 the count.
Mulder looked like he was really in pain with that changeup.
Well, he's made it to the fifth inning so far.
Yeah, I think that they've got some relief pitchers warming up. But I think he's going to stay in as long as he can manage it and there's a shutout. As long as he's kept the runs on.
Is that Nieuwenhuizen there looking like he's ready to come in? He really had an impressive outing yesterday against the Czech Republic.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the second pitcher in here.
We'll see if they can at least get Mulder to close out this inning. He's got 2 and 1 and 1 out here in the fifth. In there for a strike, 2-2.
After 2 straight changeups, he comes back with a fastball in the outside corner. Terkelson grounded sharply into a double play his second time up.
Foul back. Full count. Popped up to left field. This could be trouble just inside the line. Does he get to it? No. Dix can't get to it, and it goes into that corner. This could be 1 run and maybe 2. It's going to be a stand-up triple. Terkelson scores the first run of the game. Baltimore Terkelson, that is. Fredrik Terkelson with a stand-up triple at third base.
Well, Terkelson was lucky to score on that ball. He didn't go towards second base as a play was being made on that, and it almost cost him because he should have at least gone. Actually, he was probably thinking about tagging up if the play was made with 1 out.
Well, if he tagged up at first base, the way he dove, the way Dix was diving there, he could have advanced to second on it, so that's true. We'll get another, oh, I think we just had a look at it. So we have a runner now for Terkelson on first base, as we see Daniel Julinon getting ready to bat. Elsner is running on third base.
This is the breakthrough that the Danes have been looking for against Mulder.
And the Dutch aren't going to be happy about it because that's the run scored, the one they thought, the out they thought they had at first base. Called strike on Julianon. Julianon hits that one. It looked hard at first, but there's time for Rupp to get it. Tagging, and the play at the plate, not in time. Elsner scores the second Dutch run. Danish run, sorry. So 2 out now. Coming up after this half inning, we'll have an interview with German national team head coach Wolfgang Walter, who is also their pitcher. We saw him pitching earlier today.
Pitched well against a strong Croatian team.
An appeal down to down to first base, and they said Jurgensen swung at that pitch, so he's got a strike on him now.
Same location there, different pitch. Brown on deck if they can extend this inning.
Low, ball 1. Two and 2.
Beaumont thought he had him there. It's already heading to the dugout.
Full count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And we see Mulder, after that strikeout, limping off. And we'll see if that's the last we see of him today, or whether he'll be back in the 6th inning.
Well, the Dutch team is not happy with the way this inning went, but we'll see if they're going to be able to fight back and tie this game up.
So coming up, we should have an interview with German national team head coach Wolfgang Walter.
1, 2, 3, get out!
We're now to the bottom of the 5th inning. Kvass leading off as the Dutch find themselves down by a couple of runs.
Kvass struck out his first time.
gets a piece of that one, 0-2. So a 3-pitch strikeout for Hansen to start the 5th inning.
Went completely upstairs with that one. No chance of hitting that.
Now Emmeron Lorenz up to bat. And if there's somebody that can maybe provide a spark for this Dutch team, this would be the guy who could do it.
Well, we've seen him do that earlier in this week. Turn the game around against the Czech team.
Two and 0. And if they can get him, I mean, he can do it with the bat, of course, but if they can get him on base too, he's somebody who can get things going there too. Fouled off. Swing and a miss, and Hansen battles back to 2-2.
Lawrence asked for time. They've been shading these Dutch power hitters. All center fielder playing more towards right. Big gap in between left and left center.
Full count. Lorenz fouls off another pitch. And on deck they've got Beaumont, who can also really hit. So they would love to get Lorenz on base here. And he walks.
Oh, some signs of life here in this Dutch offense. Worked a walk. That was a nice at bat by Lorenz.
Now we'll see what they'll do with Anthony Beaumont coming up.
Beaumont hit the ball sharply his first time up, grounding out.
Low, ball one. Two and 0. And the Dutch now are definitely going to try to make Hansen throw strikes. Two and 1. Lorenz going on the play, but did they call a foul ball on that?
I think they did.
Or did he just call a strike?
I guess he didn't swing at it. He didn't make contact, I guess, but I thought that he fouled it. May have just skipped off the catcher's glove.
In any case, so that's a stolen base for Lorenz, and he's in scoring position. And here's the 2-2 to Beaumont. just high, or Hansen wants to know where it was.
Doesn't look like he's going to get an explanation for that.
So a full count now to Beaumont. Popped up. Under it is Martinson. He makes the catch for the second out. That's a big out for Denmark to get.
Oh, that is a big out. Good at bat up to that point by Beaumont. He worked the count full. Got a pitch he could handle and just wasn't able to drive it.
Rapp takes a strike. Hit up the middle. Diving play there, but it gets through, and Lorenz comes in to score the first Dutch run. That was quite a dive by Berger there, but just could not reach that.
Well, flying dive, almost a leap of faith there by the second baseman Berger, but he was unable to come down with the ball, and just enough to get it into the outfield.
That's a big two-out hit by Rapp, RBI. And now looks like the the Danish team is taking a bit of a conference there. Meanwhile, it looks like maybe the Dutch are making a substitution.
Well, is somebody going to hit for Dix?
Somebody is. That somebody is Ham. Swing and a miss. One and one. Fouls off.
Ham hitting 600 in a pinch hitting capacity, it looks like, this tournament.
Well, he did pinch hit yesterday as well. Swing and a miss, so Hansen and Denmark get out of the inning. They do give up the first run of the game, though. So their lead has been cut to 2-1 as we can look forward, I think, to a pretty interesting finish to this game. And now I think we do have the interview with German national team head coach Wolfgang Walter.
I'm here with Wolfgang Walter, the head coach of the German national team. Wolfie, how was the tournament for you? We've seen a lot of improvements since the last time.
Well, you're absolutely right. We feel the same way. We are improving, but we didn't play as well as we could have, especially defense. We should play better defense, but we are pretty satisfied where we at with the pitching and with the batting as well. Yeah.
If one follows you a little bit, we can see you do a lot of scouting, a lot of analysis, a lot of training. What's your fast pitch program in Germany?
Well, our fast pitch program is basically just me. No, it's we don't have that many teams, so we don't have that big of a pool of players to select from. So we basically just try to get the best information out there possible and try to use it to our advantage to make ourselves the best players we can.
Can we count on you with the next championship again?
Absolutely. I mean, we were looking forward to the World Championship next year, but now that it's closed, it's unfortunate that we can't participate. But yeah, absolutely, we are in.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Wolfgang Walter, we saw him, as we mentioned before, the coach, but also a pitcher for the German team. We saw him pitch a couple of shutout innings this morning against Croatia, but then Croatia came in with a big third inning to score 7 runs. And Andre Brown leads off the 6th inning for Denmark with a fly ball to right field. Rapp with the catch, 1 away.
Oh, the third ball that Brown has hit hard today in this game. Mulder, surprisingly, is back out for this half inning. Looks like he's
Neuvenheitzen is getting ready down in the corner there, and we could see him still at some point if Mulder gets into trouble. Mortensen, now the batter, takes a strike. Two and one, that one outside. That one hit hard, but foul.
just curved foul there at the last second. Got out in front of a changeup. See what he comes back with is 2-2 count.
Outside, full count. Oh, called, third strike. Mulder gets the second out of the inning.
Nice pitch there. Gutsy 3-2 pitch. It looked like a little bit of an off speed.
Jakob Berger takes a swing at the first pitch. Looking ahead, as the count is 1-1 to Berger, the Dutch have the top of the order coming up in the bottom of the sixth inning. 1-2. So if they can get out of here, still down only a run, they're looking at least, they can look optimistically heading into the bottom half of the inning.
That's right. Ham pinch hit for Dix, and he made the last out. So we've got Delfina coming up to try to start some rally.
It was big that last inning, even just to get that one run and cut this in half. Berger fouls it off again. 2-2. He puts up a 2-out, 2-strike battle. Gets a little piece of it. Javier made an effort to try to get to that, couldn't quite reach it.
Good effort there by Javier. Just out of his reach. Able to touch it while it's still in foul ground. Make sure it stayed foul.
And he got the strikeout. So, after 5.5 innings, the score, Denmark 2, Netherlands 1, the top of the Dutch order coming up.
Byl se B. Znamená Jefferson Delfina. První na pálce s číslem 9. Jefferson Delfina.
Jefferson Delfina in and takes a ball on the first pitch by Hansen. He appealed on to third base. He didn't go, and I don't think he was even close to going.
No, I don't think that was even appealable.
The bat twitched a little bit. Outside, 2-0.
Well, remember last inning, Lawrence was able to work a walk, get on base, and ended up coming around on a flare to the outfield. So
Delfina takes a big cut at that one. There were a few long counts. Beaumont worked a long count as well. He eventually went out, but Hansen was mowing down a lot of these hitters in the first few innings and has had a bit more trouble the last few, as we see Delfina attempt a bunt. I guess he was an interesting play to attempting a bunt single there. It goes foul though, and the count now 2-2. Fly ball to center field. Back goes Terkelson. Does he have room to make the play? No, he doesn't. That's a home run, and it's a tied game. And that's about the fastest circle of the base paths that I've seen after a home run.
wow. That ball just kept carrying and carrying. We see the wind blowing from left to center, left to right to center.
Got out of that one, and it looked like Terkelson thought he had a chance at that one.
I thought he had a chance. I thought he was going to catch that before it got to the warning track, but it just kept carrying.
Well, it's a different game now. Glensick Polonius now the batter.
Polonius has struck out and flied out.
Chases a low pitch, 0-2. And he hits that one up the middle, and it's going to go through for a single. So the Dutch hitter starting to connect on Hansen now. And so far, it seems like the Danes have had the attitude that it's Hansen or nothing in the pitching circle.
Oh, I think they're going to stick with Hansen, but we'll see if the Dutch are able to manufacture something here.
Tries to bunt for a hit. That'll be interesting. Did they get the double play? No. Quite an effort there by Berger to make the catch, then the little flip over to Terkelsen.
That was an incredible effort by Berger. The flip was also perfectly timed, but I think it was a good call. Polonius got back in time. So interesting bunt attempt there, trying to just smack it over the first baseman's head, but Berger was quick enough to get over there.
Well, it almost worked. Enrique Javier now. Fouls that one off. Here we go again. Gets the catch. He tried at first. It looked like he was going to try to reach the bag himself at first. He was too far away and tried to flip it over.
A good job by Polonius to get back.
Javier fouls off another pitch, and it's 0-2. And he hits that one hard in the gap. Does it have room to go? It's gone too. Another home run for the Netherlands this inning. They lead 4-2. And after a really speedy trip around the bases by Delfina, a much slower one there by Javier.
Well, let's look at this. He just low ball hunting there, reaches out, drives another deep blast, reaching out for it, and that just shows incredible power.
So after giving up 2 home runs this inning, Hansen back to work again, and he gives up another hit. That's to Ennio Klaas. He's into second base with a double. And you have to start to wonder how much longer they can stick with Hansen here.
Well, it looks like the manager's coming out. He wants to either talk or make a change.
Of course, it all depends on what alternatives you have to go to, because we've seen cases in this tournament where pitching changes are made because the pitcher needs to come out, but in some cases, there are teams that really don't have any alternative.
Well, I think we saw that earlier today with the Israeli game. They brought in a pitcher that almost seems like for the sake of giving the starting pitcher a relief, a spell, didn't work out, and then bringing the starter back into the game.
Well, the famous Quincy Jones is making an appearance in this game after all. He's out at second base to pinch run. He's shown to be.
It's good to see him again.
He's shown himself to be. He's been quite good defensively and good on the base paths. I think they thought they needed some more power in the lineup. They've shown some power, and that's a fair ball ripped by Lorenz, and that's going to be extra bases, and it's going to be another run. 5-2 now for the Netherlands. That is 4 extra base hits for them this inning.
Wow, the Dutch bats have really come alive. And there's Lawrence right in the middle of things again. Just driving that down the line, turning on this. That's right down the line. And no problem at all for Quincy Jones to score from second base. Oh, sorry, was that Rapp at second base? No, it's Quincy Jones.
No, it was Jones. So now here comes Beaumont. Swing and a miss. Now you think ahead to the top of the 7th. The Danes with just one last chance. I mean, they're not even out of this inning yet, but as it is, they're down 3 runs.
The Dutch would love to get Lawrence home from second base here. Just 1 out. And give Mulder a 4-run lead going into that last frame.
So that's 2 away now.
Oh, here's Rob.
Edelgardio Rapp, 1 for 2 today.
Yeah, he had a single the last time up, hit the ball hard. Struck out his first time.
He's at 1-1 right now. Down to third base goes Lawrence.
Well, this is interesting. Yeah, you gotta be careful now. I'm sure that they're going to send Lawrence if there's any kind of pass ball or ball just gets a little bit away from the catcher. Hansen can't afford another one of those.
Fouls it off. 2-2. The Danes really need to end this inning now. Full count. Not sure what the discussion is about at third base here. It's a pretty heated discussion, though.
Well, looks like some tempers are flaring here. Maybe some words were exchanged between the third baseman
and Lawrence,
and Lawrence at third, but let's get back to softball.
Well, that's something Hansen doesn't need to be getting himself in the middle of anyway.
No, he's obviously frustrated and
looks like Jorgensen, the catcher, trying to calm him down. I don't know if Lawrence made some comments towards Hansen or not. So we can only speculate. Anyway, let's not forget the situation now is a full count and 2 outs with Rapp up to bat. And he walks him. So first and third, 2 out.
So Dix is batting now again. We'll see if we have a situation where the runner intentionally gets hung up between first and second. Try to get that runner home from third, especially with Lawrence's speed.
I could see the Dutch trying something like that. Well, it's just a
straight steal.
Yeah. One and two. And Hansen once again 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Checks a swing, 2 and 2.
Well, this is a big at bat. Dix pokes something over the infielder's head, and it's 2 more runs tacked on.
Pops it up. Is it going to stay in the park? It's not. Full count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's the end of the 6th inning. But the Dutch score 4 runs that inning. And now the Danes find themselves in a situation where they need 3 at least in the 7th inning coming up.
Playo.tv, live broadcasting.
Well, that was a big bottom of the 6th inning for the Netherlands. We just saw some of the highlights of that inning. And now we go to the top of the 7th inning. And we have a pinch hitter for Denmark, Lucas Lohmann. And he's ahead in the count now, 1-0. And that pitch hit him. So Lohmann does his job and gets on first base.
Well, he's been doing his job as a pinch hitter this tournament. He's got up 4 times and got 3 hits, another time on base. That's not the way Mulder wanted to start this inning. Brings up the top of the order.
Yeah. Valdemar Terkelsen coming up with nobody on. With a runner on and nobody out, and down by 3 runs, but the Danes definitely have the personnel in their lineup. And with that pitch in the dirt, Lohmann sees the chance and gets down to second base.
Beaumont was looking around for that ball that was right underneath him. Gave Lohmann the chance to take second, stay out of the force play.
If anything, it creates a bit of energy too on the team. Ball 1 to Terkelsen.
Nice change up there.
Fouled away. 2-2 the count. Full count.
Mulder's being careful here with Terkelsen, trying not to give him anything to hit, trying to get him to fish at something outside the strike zone. But he's going to have to come in here because you're not going to want 2 runners on.
Ground ball right to first base. He'll take the out at first, which the Dutch will make that trade.
Oh, big out there.
The Dutch, in fact, that is Guillon at first base. That's not Javier. I'm assuming that's a defensive replacement for Javier, who's in the lineup for his bat, as they want defense to be as solid as possible here in the 7th inning, protecting this 3-run lead. Anders Svane, 2-0. And then following him, Fredrik Terkelsen, Julinon, Jorgensen, and Brown. So they've certainly got the bats, and that's a fair ball, ripped right down the line into the corner. 1 run is in, Lohmann is in. That's a stand-up double for Svane. So 1 run in, Svane on second base, 1 out.
Well, big hit there from Svane. Sneaks the ball right past Lawrence at third base, down in that corner. Nice clutch hit, almost the same hit as Lawrence had earlier in the half inning.
Yeah, it goes right down into that corner, which we've seen a few balls go in there before and make big trouble for the defense. And now a defensive conference by the Dutch.
Nice job by Dix, though, to get over there and cut that ball off before it rattled around the corner. Get it into the infield.
Well, they know they're talking now. They know there are no easy outs. The next few batters here in this Denmark lineup, and if you're thinking about putting runners on base, you don't want to do that.
It doesn't get any easier now, that's for sure. Turkelson's had a triple. Fred Turkelson's had a triple his last time up.
Ball one. This place getting really full now with people anticipating the final game coming up. It'll be the winner of this game against the Czech Republic. 1-1. Whoever wins this it's going to be a really quick turnaround though for the final. One and two. Two and two. Ground ball, shortstop, over to first base, 2 out. Dijkhoff, the shortstop, making the play, and the Danes down to their last out.
Nice play there by the shortstop. Looking runner back. Dijkhoff's had a very solid series here. Steady hand at shortstop.
So Daniel Yulin on up to bat. And that's a wild pitch. Down to third base. Goes Svane. Of course, Yulin, as I said, represents the tying run, and he is the person, he could tie this game up with one swing of the bat.
That's right.
But if you're thinking about putting him on, not a good idea to put the tying run on base.
No, especially when you've got Jorgensen and Brown coming up.
The change-up, ground ball to second base. There it is, Polonius at the play, and that's the game. The Dutch have won 5-3, and they're up to the final. Another look at the final out. To the Dutch fans, and there are some of them here, are in a good mood, and the two teams shaking hands after a game where we said a pretty even battle, and it turned out to be just that.
That was a very good game, close game, and well played. But have to hand it to the Dutch. They really came through with the hits when they needed to.
Well, that 6th inning, That 4-run inning with 2 home runs and 2 doubles. That was the difference.
It looked going through this game that Hansen was not going to be touched up. But they got to him finally. The third time around the batting order.
So that was a thriller of a game, and we won't have to wait too much longer for the next game. The Czech team is already on the field warming up, and they'll be playing the Dutch in the final game coming up very shortly.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.